Hello, scholars, and welcome back. This is week 6 of POL 452, Organizational Theory and Design. I hope we've all had a successful week 5 as we now transition into week 6. The topic this week is leading change. So, in this video, we're going to talk about leading change. We're going to discuss our reading and our lecture notes. We're going to look at our 3 deliverables this week, and then we're going to conclude with our critical assignment. Because, as we all know, this is week 6. We have week 7, and then on day 1 of week 8, our critical assignments due. So we have just slightly over 2 weeks to finish our critical assignment. So we'll conclude with that. But let's look at week 6. In week 6, for our readings, we are going to start with chapter 7 of the Implementing Organizational Change, the Spectre text. And that chapter is titled Leading Change. In the Managing Organizational Behavior text, the Sims text, we're in chapter 9, and that is titled Leading in the New Economy. So you can see where we're getting that concept of leading change in the new economy. That's going to be the concept this week. I've provided you 2 different PowerPoints. One, the Spectre text has provided, and the other I've put together on the Managing Organizational Behavior. Remember, review the PowerPoint slide decks, do your reading, and if you see it on the slide decks and you see it in your reading, those are the key concepts I want you to remember this week. Now let's look at our deliverables. For our deliverable this week, I have included a series of Bible verses or passages. And what I want you to do is I want you to read through these and understand or see how these apply to that concept of team. In the Bible, the word team isn't used. But oftentimes we hear of examples of men and women working together to accomplish a common purpose. So as you read through these, how do they relate to your concept of team building within organizations today? Do they still relate? Is there a biblical connection between team, people working together, those concepts, and our modern organizations? I've listed just a few. If you want to expand this list, you can definitely do so. But how does the concept of team building, how does the Bible's concept of team building, teams, team organizations work within organizations today? Remember, in a journal assignment, these are all due Sunday by midnight. I look forward to this journal entry and reading your concepts of team in our modern or in the Bible's version of team in our modern organizations today. The next, I've included a video. And while it's a little dated, it's an excellent video. It's by Jim Coos, and he talks on leadership. He's a leadership speaker, and he talks about credibility and how credibility is the key to leadership. For some of you, that name Jim Coos might ring a bell because he's the author of the Leadership Challenge, which is one of the most popular leadership books out there. If you think about leadership books, or when you think of leadership books, there are more leadership books published every year than any other book that's published, or the concept of leadership is the most highly published topic. And oftentimes it's because it is such a difficult topic for us to understand or to become an expert at or even to become decent at. Many leadership books don't even explain leadership or how to be a leader. They just explain definitions of leaders. There is people spend their entire careers or entire coursework or career paths or major or educational paths all on the concepts of leadership. Because so many of us are striving to become leaders or a quality leader, but so many of us struggle. Jim Coos, over several decades, has acquired data on what makes people exemplary leaders. And what he's done in his books is he's taken this data and he's reported on it. These are the common characteristics of exemplary leaders. And he talks about this in this video. This is what his book, The Leadership Challenge, is on. And it's so popular because it takes data. This isn't one person's opinion. It's thousands upon thousands of case studies, interviews with executives, leaders, industry leaders, private, public sector, all over the world, and they've taken that data and they report on that data. So this is an early video on that. Their books follow this, and I think you're going to enjoy this on exemplary leadership and especially talking about how credibility is the key to leadership. This video is going to tie directly into our discussion thread number 5. In this video clip this week on exemplary leadership, there's a discussion about who the most influential leaders are. According to the speaker, who are they and why? Share your thoughts on this and any other responses you have to the clip. Remember, with our discussion threads, your original post needs to be in by Friday. Then you're going to read, analyze, reflect upon, and then respond to 2 of your colleagues by Sunday by midnight. And that's going to be our discussion thread number 5. So I think you're going to enjoy this video, reflect on it, and then reply to 2 of your colleagues. And I look forward to reading these. As a compliment, this class is doing very well in their discussion threads. I think there's some very good dialogue between the colleagues in this course, where there's good insight and information shared, and I hope that continues this week, because I think this is an excellent video. And then finally, we have our week quiz number 6. Multiple choice, true and false, and short answer questions. That takes care of week number 6. Let's now take a quick moment and look under our learning activities. And if you haven't already, last week I added a critical assignment video. So take just a few minutes. It's a real short video. Take a few minutes to view this. I think it will answer most of your questions that you have in reference to the critical assignment. I've went through the assignment details very clearly, and then I've included a slide deck which I believe would be a common sense approach to utilizing the 5-star model and then fulfilling the requirements of the critical assignment. Not that it's the only way, but it at least will give you some direction on what I'm looking for with our 10-minute narrated PowerPoint on how you are going to change an organization utilizing the 5-star model and the information that's been provided in this course. So take a moment and view that critical assignment video. With that being said, if you still have any issues on week 6 or the critical assignment, now would be the time to get a hold of me. Send me an email if you have an issue. If not, I look forward to all your work here in week 6. Hopefully all the work that you're putting into your critical assignment. I hope that you all have an enjoyable week. I hope that you have a blessed week. I hope that you take time to reflect on the studies, the concepts this week. I hope that you have an opportunity to take a few minutes to reflect on them and see how they relate to your existing organization or that organization that you have worked in the past. And I look forward to reading all of your assignments this week. So take care. If you have any issues at all, get a hold of me as soon as possible. So take care, and I'll talk to you very soon.